Hello and welcome to Celestia Astrology. I'm Sonia. Today I'm looking at the full moon in Aries on October 17th, 2024, rose ablaze. This full moon will perfect at 24 degrees and 35 minutes. It'll be conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries. This lunation offers us a mix of tension, requiring action, healing and creative expression, and it's urging us to confront our deepest wounds with courage and authenticity. As the sun in Libra opposes the Aries moon, the full moon represents a culmination, bringing illuminations and revelations, especially related to the topics of our personal desires, autonomy, and creativity. The full moon brings some challenging aspects. It will square Pluto in Capricorn and Mars in Cancer, creating a cardinal cross that pulls us in multiple directions. There are opportunities from the harmonious sextile to Jupiter in Gemini, now retrograde, bringing a chance to review our beliefs and values in order to realign them with our current reality. Ruled by Mars, Aries is cardinal, initiatory and pivotal, yang, outgoing and fiery, driving us to take decisive action, pursue desires, and embrace bold changes. The moon and Mars are in mutual reception, as Mars is in Cancer, ruled by the moon, and the moon is in Aries, ruled by Mars. This mutual reception enhances the interplay between our emotions and actions, supporting us to act with instinctual boldness and emotional sensitivity. The co-present relationship of the moon with Chiron and the North Node suggests a merging of the themes of karma and destiny with our healing journey, together with the other key astrological factors that ask us to confront wounds, embrace creativity, and take confident strides towards personal empowerment. Looking at full moons, a time of culmination, illumination, and release. Full moons represent the peak of the lunar cycle, a time of culmination, illumination, and release. In Aries, this energy becomes assertive and fiery, urging us to act on our instincts, bravely confront challenges, and pursue our goals with determination. The bright reflected light of full moons also brings to light for us what was previously hidden or unacknowledged, making this a time to note any revelations and breakthroughs. With the moon in Aries, a sign known for its fiery independence and themes of autonomy and pioneering action, this full moon demands momentum, decision-making, and a willingness to stand up for what we desire. Aries is all about forward motion, courage, and self-determination, making this a positive time to break free from any constraints and assert our individuality and autonomy. The influence of Chiron in Aries, healing and empowerment. The moon's conjunction with Chiron in Aries blends the theme of Aries' push for autonomy with an opportunity for deep healing, particularly around issues of self-identity, autonomy, self-worth, the fear of asserting ourselves, and the wounds we carry around asserting our desires. Chiron in Aries is about healing these wounds, related to feeling powerless or unable to act on our own behalf. This full moon encourages us to face these vulnerabilities head-on, offering us a path to turn our pain into strength. The presence of Chiron brings an opportunity for healing through vulnerability and courageous self-expression. This is a call to heal through taking action. This may be an uncomfortable process, as we are asked to revisit old wounds, especially those related to our sense of self-worth or the feeling of being stifled. Yet, through this discomfort, we can move towards empowerment, where the very wounds that once held us back can now propel us forwards. The North Node, destiny and evolution. While the North Node is about 19 degrees away from the full moon, its presence in Aries signals a call towards our future growth and destiny. For evolutionary astrologers, the North Node represents where we are being pulled towards evolution In Hellenistic astrology, it represents a place where we may experience unquenchable desires. We affectionately call it a hungry ghost. In Aries, this suggests that themes of independence, self-assertion and courage are critical to our growth at this time. We may feel a karmic drive to act to meet the call of these desires. It is interesting to note that had the moon been within 18 degrees of the North Node, this full moon would have been a lunar eclipse, amplifying its intensity and fateful quality. Although this isn't technically an eclipse, the close proximity of the North Node adds an element of destiny to the lunation, urging us to take decisive steps towards our soul's growth, particularly in areas where we need to embrace our independence and courage. There is further testimony to the fated element of this lunation, as it follows the solar eclipse in Libra, thought by some astrologers to mark the closing of the eclipse portal. 6-month cycle and eclipse connections. It is helpful to reflect on the moon's phases and cycles at this time and see what may apply and resonate with our own experience. Full moons shine a light on matters that have been brewing beneath the surface since the previous new moon. For this full moon, it was the solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October. The culmination of a lunar cycle may often bring about endings or a peak in emotional energy, and isn't always comfortable. People and pets may struggle to relax, settle, and sleep around this time. The full moon is also part of a 6-month cycle that began with the solar eclipse in Aries on April the 8th, 2024. The themes and intentions set around that eclipse are now coming to their first fruition, especially in terms of personal empowerment, independence, and self-expression. If this date resonates for you, you might expect to spend the next 6 months enjoying the empowerment it brought, while preparing to release what you are being shown you have now outgrown. The longest lunar cycles are the moon families, as outlined by Dietrich Pessin in Lunar Shadows 3. This cycle began with the new moon on April 20th, 2023 at 29 degrees of Aries. The first quarter moon occurred on January the 18th, 2024 at 27 degrees of Aries, and the cycle will complete with the last quarter moon on July the 18th, 2025 at 25 degrees of Aries. This cycle tracks the ongoing development of Aries themes, with this full moon representing a peak moment of action, creativity, and self-empowerment. If any of those first 2 dates marked a time of pivotal shift for you, it is likely that your personal natal astrology chart is activated around those degrees. This full moon will continue to develop the story for you. Key aspects: Chiron, Pluto, Mars, Jupiter, and Eris. Chiron conjunct the moon, healing wounds of identity. The conjunction of Chiron to the full moon highlights the theme of healing, particularly around wounds related to identity, self-assertion, and independence. Chiron in Aries brings attention to our personal struggles with confidence, autonomy, and the ability to stand up for ourselves. This lunation may bring old emotional wounds to the surface, offering a chance for healing through vulnerability and self-awareness. If we can confront where we've been hurt or felt inadequate, we can begin to reclaim our power and move forward with greater strength. Moon square Pluto in Capricorn. This whole sign aspect adds intensity and depth, forcing us to confront power struggles, control issues, or deeply rooted fears. Pluto's newly direct influence brings transformational energy as it moves through the last 10th degree of Capricorn for the last time in our lifetimes. It can also feel intense or overwhelming, especially when the moon, representing our emotions, squares off against the lord of the underworld. We may be forced to confront issues we've been avoiding or suppressing, leading to emotional purging and breakthroughs. Moon square Mars in Cancer. With the moon in fiery Aries, separating from a degree-based square with Mars in sensitive Cancer, emotional volatility is possible. Mars in Cancer tends to express itself defensively, and this square could manifest its irritability, frustration, or a struggle to assert ourselves in a way that feels emotionally safe. However, this tension can also motivate us to protect what we hold dear and fight for what we need, especially in personal or familial matters. With the Moon in Mars-ruled Aries and Mars in Moon-ruled Cancer, the two form a mutual reception, amplifying the interplay between our emotions and instincts. This mutual reception indicates that there is support, and the Moon and Mars will work together towards a common theme. This might manifest as emotional courage, instinctive action, or balancing assertiveness with sensitivity, for example. Moon sextile retrograde Jupiter in Gemini. The sextile to Jupiter brings a silver lining to the intensity, offering an opportunity for growth and optimism. Jupiter in Gemini encourages us to remain curious, open-minded, and communicative, even in the face of challenges. This aspect helps us see the bigger picture and invites expansive thinking, offering a second chance for solutions that may not have been obvious before. Moon conjunct Eris. Eris, the dwarf planet of strife, discord, and feminine empowerment, adds another layer of rebellious energy to this full moon. Conjunct the full moon, Eris symbolizes the power of adversity and strength that comes from standing up against injustice or exclusion. While Eris is often associated with discord, her presence here also offers to empower us to work towards self-improvement and challenge the status quo in our own lives if needed, particularly in areas where we may have been sidelined or overlooked. The Sun conjunct fixed star Spica, luck and protection. The Libra Sun meets one of the most fortunate stars in the sky. Spica symbolizes the Earth's nourishing and bountiful harvest, offering protection, goodwill, and luck. The Sun's conjunction with this star brings opportunities, particularly in relationships and creative endeavors. Spica's influence balances the intensity of the Aries moon, reminding us that while the fire of Aries demands bold action, there is also grace, support, and abundance available to us, even though we find the two in a tense opposition that is hard for us to balance out. Venus in Scorpio opposite Uranus in Taurus. This aspect highlights tension and potential disruption in relationships, values, and finances. Venus in Scorpio brings intense emotional depth, passion, and desire for transformation, while Uranus in Taurus seeks freedom, innovation, and change in material and relational matters. This opposition at the time of the full moon may bring unexpected shifts in relationships, prompting a need to break free from old patterns or embrace new ways of relating. The decan of Aries 3, Rose Ablaze, Jupiter and Venus, creativity and passion. This full moon occurs in the third decan of Aries, ruled by Jupiter and Venus, blending fiery enthusiasm with charm and creative power. This decan, according to Austin Coppock, is known as the rose on fire, symbolizing the fiery power of creation, beauty, and charisma, and how quickly it can all turn to ashes. The transformative nature of creative passion is intense and fleeting. The opportunity for glory and creative success is brief, so we must seize the moment before the flame fades. Astrology Kira Ryberg calls it creation. Aries 3 is a place of celebration, creation, and joyful self-expression. In the Wild Way Oracle card, we find a fox, and the decan is entitled Feed Your Desires. The fox is a figure of joyful passion and fearless authenticity. The fox card encourages us to embrace the intensity of the moment and channel our fiery creativity into something beautiful, inspiring those around us. We find the fox joyfully bursting onto the forest clearing stage in a flowered setting with the trees as a backdrop, embodying the spirit of authentic self-expression. During this full moon, we are encouraged to fan the flames of our creativity, to take the centre stage with confidence, and to be brave enough to inspire others with our vision. Remember, this is a fleeting moment of glory, where the fire burns brightest before returning to embers. Therefore, it's important to seize the opportunity and pour everything you have into our passions. The tarot card associated with this decan is the Four of Wands, a card that represents celebration, achievement, the joy of creation. It symbolises festivity and the culmination of efforts. In the context of this full moon, the Four of Wands highlights creative breakthroughs and personal victories. It suggests that this is a time to celebrate how far we've come, especially in areas where we've expressed our creativity and passion. T. Susan Chang captures the essence of this decan in her work Dreaming the Decans. This is an excerpt. Hunger makes the match ignite. Its radiance is my delight. The burning rose, the copper flame. Hold my hand and call my name. Refuge beckons like perfume. My soul, an open, scented room. Room to breathe is ample treasure. Brief, the candle. Great, the pleasure. This poetic passage captures the passionate energy of Aries 3, fiery, fleeting, and filled with joy. The fox urges us to fan the flames of our creativity and take that bold action, for the fire of inspiration won't last forever. The fox might have the motto, Carpe Diem, seize the day. This full moon in Aries brings an intense blend of healing, purging, and empowerment. The square to Pluto demands that we release what we have outgrown. The square to Pluto offers catharsis and demands that we release what we have outgrown, while the square to Mars stirs up emotional tension that can lead to action. Chiron's presence invites us to heal old wounds, and the conjunction with Aries empowers us to stand up for ourselves, even in the face of adversity. This is a powerful time to reflect on your desires and to take bold action towards them with fiery passion and courageous authenticity. The Aries energy invites boldness, while the influence of Chiron encourages vulnerability, an opportunity to find strength in your wounds, feed the flames of your creative desires, act with integrity, and embrace the transformative energy of this full moon. Who will feel it? This full moon will be particularly impactful for those with significant placements in Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn, especially between 21 to 27 degrees. Individuals with placements or angles in these signs may feel a strong push to release old patterns and embrace new opportunities. Those with prominent Sun or Mars placements may also feel the intensity of this lunation, particularly in areas of personal empowerment, relationships, and emotional healing. The full moon in Aries on October 17th brings fiery passion, challenges requiring bold action and deep healing potential. Ruled by Mars and conjunct Chiron, this lunation asks us to confront old wounds, embrace our personal power, and act on our deepest desires. The mutual reception between the moon and Mars enhances our emotional courage and protective instincts, while the Venus-Uranus opposition challenges us to navigate disruptions in relationships and values. The third decan of Aries invites us to celebrate creative breakthroughs and seize the moment, knowing that the fire of inspiration burns brightly but briefly. With Spica conjunct the Sun, we are reminded that even in the midst of intensity, there is still projection, abundance, and support. This is a full moon to feed your desires, take bold action, and embrace your creative power. Trust the process of transformation and allow yourself to step into the spotlight with authenticity and courage. Do take the time to heal old wounds and create something meaningful that leaves a lasting impact. Travel well, friends.
Thank you so much for joining us. You often hear creators ask you, could you please like and subscribe? And I can't emphasize enough how important it is for small channels. It really does make the difference. And also we all want to reach the audience that our content is made for. And we can do this with your help if you've enjoyed it. It gives us immediate feedback on what you're enjoying and what you would like more of. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's a great way for you to support our work and just let us know that you're enjoying what we're doing. So if you have enjoyed this content through to the end and you'd like us to keep making it and make more of it, that's a great way for you to let us know. So wherever you're watching this, please do give us a thumbs up and give us your support. And we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.